Good morning, Hope Fiends, and welcome to Addiction Recovery. I'm Tim, and I'm an addict. Today I'm going to be talking about isolating yourself. That's what I've been doing lately. Is probably why I haven't uploaded. I just I get in these I don't know, mental states, I guess you could call them, where I just don't care. It's my disease trying to fight against me. I believe personally. Um, and it starts off easy enough. I miss a meeting. I think, oh well, I just missed one meeting, and then you miss another meeting, and then pretty soon I have the shame that I've been missing meetings, or the perceived shame, because no one's gonna, they're more worried than mad. But I isolate myself because, I know what to expect when I isolate myself. I'm up in my room. I have that false sense of security, but in reality, what I'm doing is going stir crazy. And I know that I need to get out. I know I need to go to a meeting. But it that doesn't change the fact that I isolate myself, and that a lot of addicts are guilty of that. We tend to isolate ourselves. It's sometimes easier to just hide from the problem than to face it, and that is definitely me acting like an addict once again. And I had a comment in a video not too long ago from a gentleman, I believe. I believe it was a gentleman. If not, I apologize. But he made me realize that I unintentionally said, you have to do this, you have to do that. I would like to respond that you do not have to do anything. All of these are suggestions, and I'm just trying to tell you my experience, strength, and hope, and let you know that, hey, I've got I've got 10 months clean, and I can still so easily fall back into that old way of thinking, like especially isolating myself. And I don't pick up my phone, I don't call my sponsor, I don't get a hold of anybody, and I just, I sit up here, and then I sit and stew and worry about the dumbest shit you could ever think of. I don't have to tell you exactly what dumb shit. I'm sure everybody has their own dumb shit they think about. But in reality, what it boils down to is I'm just feeling sorry for myself or pitying myself, and that's a huge no-no in recovery. Is pitying yourself and locking yourself away, and not holding yourself accountable, because that's exactly what you're doing when you don't have anybody, when you're secluding yourself like that, or locking yourself away. You're taking away that accountability, and that's probably not the greatest idea. So, try not to do that if at all possible. Um, so I started, I hit a meeting the last couple days, and I talked to my sponsor, and he asked me what was going on, and I don't really have an answer for it. I could probably think of something to tell him, but in reality, it was just my fear got the best of me once again. And when we're afraid, we tend to try to stick our head in the sand and pretend like it isn't there. And I'm full of fear, and the only way to combat that fear is for me to work steps. So I'm sorry I haven't been around. I plan on uploading more videos, and that's another thing I was gonna mention. I know it sounds silly, but like, I thought, like, in my self despair, I thought, oh, these videos are stupid. No one cares anyway. Why would anybody watch you? You know, addicts. We love to do that to ourselves. We love to put ourselves down. We love to make ourselves feel less than, because it's easier that way than dealing with, our emotions. If we pretend like, well, no one cares anyway, then it makes it easier for me. For me personally, I don't know about everybody else, but for me personally, if I convince myself that no one gives a shit, then I can feel the same way. I don't give a shit, and that's very dangerous. So, there is nothing worse than being clean and being more miserable clean than I am sober, or using. I'm sorry, and it's just, I was, I've just been white knuckling it, and that is no way to live. So, if you're having feelings of doubt, or you're feeling sorry for yourself, call someone, you know, go to a meeting, get a hold of someone, do something recovery related, because um, while you might not use, but you can still be sick upstairs and not be using, and that's even worse, in my opinion. I mean, I just I don't like to feel this way, and it's a horrible way to feel. And I know I'm the only the only person that can control my emotions, but sometimes logic doesn't win. I mean, addiction's a very illogical disease. I mean, we think crazy stuff that just doesn't make sense, and that's just the way we are. But we need to learn to combat that. And so, basically, what I'm saying is, don't isolate yourself. Learn to pick up that phone. Sometimes it weighs 1,000 pounds, and no matter how long you're in sobriety, it doesn't it doesn't get any easier. I mean, it's something I have to make a conscious effort to do. Um, I need to get back and start throwing myself into service work and making videos and keeping myself recovery focused, because that little stretch I had of not doing anything, I was miserable, totally miserable. I mean, like, and I knew what to do, but I still didn't do it. That's the insanity of our disease. It just waits and waits and waits, and it's like, I mean, not literally, but I mean, I picture it like pumping iron in the back of my head, just waiting for the time for it to strike, and it was really, really close this time. So, isolation is a huge thing. Don't do it. All addicts tend to isolate, and it is one of the most dangerous things you can do to yourself, because when I isolate, that means the only person's thoughts I have to rely on are my own. And my thoughts obviously have gotten me nowhere that I want to be. My best thinking has led me to this, essentially. I mean, my best thinking made me an addict. So, obviously, my thinking probably isn't the best. So, like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been around, but I'm an addict too. I'm sick just as, we're all sick to varying degrees. I know a lot of addicts don't like to think that, but let's be honest, we're sick. I mean, healthy, sane people, I'm not saying we're insane, but I'm just saying mentally healthy people do not think the things we think, they don't act the way we act, and they don't, they don't sabotage their own well-being. So if you can get anything out of this video, don't isolate. Don't be afraid to use the tools at your disposal in this program. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, Hope Fiends.